Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday, the 10th of January 2025. The reason why this video is going out quite late tonight is because there has been movement on the Romain Esse situation. And I was hoping, if I would wait, we might get some kind of announcement. But that hasn't happened. But we do know there are strong, very strong rumours that have been published by people who have names and reputations, shall we say, that a deal has been agreed. Hasn't been signed, I assume, yet. Maybe it has been signed, but I kind of get the feeling that it's going to be announced on Monday. So that's just me personally, I think. So yeah, this is from just one place that they online that put it out there on x.com. This is the Palace Way news or something like that. But, it's all round. They're not the only one. It's not an exclusive. It's facts they're just reported from, as you can see at the bottom there, Alan Nixon. So Alan Nixon, he's a journalist who started up a Patreon after everyone was hassling about for him to try and find out transfer news. So he went off and made a Patreon, which people have to pay to sign up to. So he's making money off that. But, does that mean his stuff is or isn't true? Well, we know that there is interest from Crystal Palace from Romain Esse, and we know that they have made an approach. So this is what we are being told. So breaking: Crystal Palace will keep Romain Esse after his £14.5 million signing, rather than loan him back to Millwall. Eagles swooped for wide man Esse ahead of schedule and will include him in their squad immediately. So there you go. The offer, 14.5 million. So that would suggest to me that maybe that fee, that was the release fee, was probably 14 million. And then the 0.5 is just probably agents' fees and other stuff. I don't know if there's a previous club. I think he's been at Millwall since 9 years old. So I don't know if there's a youth club that needs to get a section of this or what. But there you go, £14.5 million, which is a lot of money for Millwall. A lot of money. And, pretty obvious that this was coming. And a lot of people moaning about this, but, it's inevitable. When you get a player who's this good on the ball, confident, comfortable, and you could see, last season, bits and pieces, yeah, okay. But a lot of people, they did say, well, is he really all that? There's a famous one, Dan from Lions TV got crucified. He said, he's not. I don't think on one match, he said, oh, he's not very good. If he keeps doing like that, he'll end up playing at Bromley. Well, he didn't keep doing like that. He got better and he got better. He got placed in a starting lineup, one of the arguably first names in the team sheet after probably Tanganga and maybe the keeper. And he's our joint top scorer this season, only with 5 goals, but that is insane. How many other youngsters came in and scored that many goals straight away? Like none. I think youngsters. Ben May was getting he got 9 goals in a season once, was it, in the Championship before we got relegated last time? So it's not easy. It's not easy to come in and be of the standard at the young age. A lot of players, they don't even reach the standard. They do end up going to Bromley. They do end up going to Dartford and Concord Rangers and stuff like that. Which but this young man seems to be going to the Premiership. And a lot of people moaning about that, but, here's the thing. If you don't want your best players to leave to go to Premier League clubs, then become a Premier League club. Of course, then you say, well, then they'll just go, like, if you've got a decent player, Chelsea will come and take him, Man United will come and take him, the top teams. Yeah, but I mean, if we were a Premier League club and Crystal Palace were a Premier League club, would Romain Esse leave to go to Crystal Palace? Probably not. Probably not. So, that's what you got to do if you don't want this to happen in the future. So yeah, that is the rumour, that this is the fee that we're getting, and 14.5 million, and he won't be coming back on loan, and they're looking to put him in their squad immediately. Obviously, they get 9 subs, so it is what it is. It is, feel how you want to feel. It's going to be happening. It was going to happen sooner rather than later. I'm sure we all hoped it would happen in the summer, because we now have a season, half of a season, where we are possibly at threat of getting relegated because we can't score enough goals, and our joint top goal scorer is now leaving the club. And you can have all the money in the world, but you still need to win football games, and you still need to score goals. And that's why he's commanding such a fee. He can do that, and he can do that in style as well. So now moving on to this. This is where I would be telling you about the under-21 games today, but it didn't happen. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. So the under-21s trip to Colchester United was postponed. Mill under-21s visit to Colchester United in the Professional Development League has been postponed after adverse weather over recent days. Friday night's visit to Essex has been postponed due to a frozen pitch at Malden and Tiptree's Stadium. Details for the rescheduled fixture will be confirmed in due course. So yeah, was going to go to this game. Had a feeling that this might happen, so kept an eye on it, and just as I was about, okay, I need to leave home or not leave home, then they postponed it. So there you go. Talking of youth teams, however, obviously I told you about the game next week for the under-18s. The next round draw has been made, and it's another tough one. Not as tough as the one next Thursday. So if we do overcome the Herculean task of beating Man City away at Man City, obviously I think technically you don't have to beat them. You can play for a draw and win on penalties. You don't have to win the game. You can do the old Mourinho trick of just getting a draw and winning on penalties. After that, we then have to go to what you presume will be Leeds, because they're playing AFC Fold and they're playing Leeds. Obviously, we have to wait for the winner of that, but you would assume it would be Leeds. I mean, AFC Fold are a non-league team, so then that sets up a replay if we can overcome Man City of the semi-final last season, where we got to the semi-finals, went up to Ellen Road and lost that game. So, but the game on Thursday is a big game, massive game. Not too sure. Realistically, you're going to think it's going to be tough. So, but like I said, you don't need to win the game. I mean, if we don't even have a shot on goal, you don't even have a shot on goal in the 90 minutes, then the 120 minutes, backs to the wall, get to penalties, and then boom, you can still go through. You cheese it. But it is what it is. Now, some good news. Player leaving, players coming back. Mill trio return to training. Are they on the grass? Are you on the grass? This is from southwarknews.co.uk. So, Jake Cooper, Danny McNamara and Calum Scanlon have all returned to training ahead of Mill's FA Cup third round tie with Dagenham and Redbridge next Monday. Way! Cooper has been sidelined since November and McNamara since mid-December, both with PCL knee injuries, while Liverpool lonely Scanlon suffered a stress fracture in his back just 12 minutes into his Mill debut, a 1-0 defeat to Luton Town on September the 14th. Alex Neil suggested after the Lions 2-2 draw with Sheffield Wednesday last Saturday that McNamara and Cooper may be in contention to feature against Dagenham and Redbridge, but thought Scanlon would need more time. Oh, we're having to work in conjunction with Liverpool with that one, because Callum had a stress fracture in his back. That's why he's been out for a significant period. He's been predominantly back at Liverpool for the majority of time, so he's only come back and he's been with us for 2 days. So the likelihood, is that he wouldn't come too soon for Callum. The trio returned at a good time. Neil was appointed head coach on December the 30th and took charge of his first game 2 days later against Gary Rowett's Oxford United. Millwall then had an away game against Sheffield Wednesday last Saturday before the players were given 2 days off. As a result, the Scotsman has had limited time to train with his squad and aimed to use the week to introduce some of his tactical ideas. When asked how training went, Neil said, "What we've done is we've split it. So yesterday was just a really restart day for the players. Obviously, we've had a few players off. The other lads that hadn't been played in a reserve match on Tuesday evening, which I attended, against QPR, which we won 2-0, and the lads played well. So then they all trained today. Today has been the first main training session where I've had all the players together. We'll have a couple of good training sessions, before we reach the game against Dagenham. The Millwall Under-21 starting lineup against QPR on Tuesday featured a few players in and around the first team squad. When asked if any of them would be in contention to start on Monday, Neil said, "Oh, we had quite a few playing in the game, we had Adam Meir, Billy Mitchell, Danny Kelly played, Hutchinson played, Wes played. So they were quite a significant team out because I needed to see the lads playing so I can sort of view an opinion on them. But yeah, some of those lads will come into the contention for the game." Yes, I think Billy Mitchell, he was the standout player in that game, really. Wes Harding was very good as well, Hutch. But as you would expect, they were playing against kids. But here's the thing. They were playing against kids, but you could see that they were a cut above. Now, when I went to see the Millwall Under-21s away at Brentford, Bradshaw was playing, and he looked absolutely awful against kids. So, and Adam Meir was a bit, he looked a bit off, to be honest. Danny Kelly was okay, kind of faded towards the end, I think, because he was a bit knackered. Obviously, he just come back from injury, so there is that. So maybe he'll come off the bench in Monday's game, I don't know. Now, moving on to this, obviously, Friday, South London Press published today. Pick up a copy in the shop if you see it. londonnewsonline.co.uk is their website name. Joe Bryan, they've given him an interview, gives verdict on both his and Millwall season so far, and is asked about his contractual situation. Honesty, that's what you get from Joe Bryan when you ask him to assess the Championship season so far, both on a personal level and a team level. There have been ups and downs, particularly for Millwall, due to head coach upheaval for the second campaign running, with Alex Neil replacing Neil Harris last month. Bryan underwent groin surgery in April to correct issues that had seen him dosed up on painkillers just to get through matches, telling our paper at the time that managing his training load to try and be available was a horrible balancing act. The 31-year-old has already made 24 appearances this season, just one shy of the total he managed in the 23-24 campaign. Well, when I spoke to the paper in the summer, it was very much geared towards fitness and being able to play games again, and I've done that so far. It was the lowest barometer I put myself on for my performances this season. Can I just play a load of 90 minutes in a row without breaking down? I feel like that I've ticked that off. And the consistency, it's been there. Sometimes my performance has been lower, in terms of quality. The Oxford and Sheffield Wednesday games, I was knackered. Yeah, we did see that. The Sheffield Wednesday game, he was blowing. He seemed flustered, very flustered. Danny, he's getting injured, meant there was no option over the Christmas period of making that change. And in the case of Joe and Ryan on the fullbacks, just get it done. Sheffield Wednesday, we looked exhausted, which is natural. We don't have the luxury of rotating 3 or 4 players every game. And what the old manager was very good at knowing, if there was 3 games in a week, you can play at 100%, and a 50%. So he'll play you in 200% and then you pull out. For example, Swansea away, he rested me. Middlesbrough away, he rested me. And that allowed me to build up my fitness levels and play at a better standard. And in terms of technical performance, it's been difficult at times, just the nature of the way we play. It's very much get the ball forward and run forward. In terms of results, I would say, it's been okay so far. Sometimes frustrating, sometimes good. It's that, Gattuso quote, sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. Millwall were in the playoff places after their win over Leeds in early November, a result which made it 4 victories on the bounce, all by 1-0 scorelines. But since then, the Lions have picked up just one more 3-point haul in 11 matches, losing 5 of them. All those losses have seen them fail to score. We've been quite streaky in terms of run of results, said Ryan, who's twice won promotion to Premier League with Fulham. We've done quite well, and obviously we've done pretty poorly. Like with most things in life, it's never as bad as you think it is. It's never as good when you think it's as good. In certain runs, there have been things that have gone for us and against us. It's the nature of the championship. That's the way that English football in this league works. I don't get too bogged down when people say, about being 1 win in 11. Like, yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way, then you go, oh, we might be in trouble here. But also, if you look at the table and we're on 30 points, so, we're fairly okay, in terms of position. Not okay if we want to push up to that top end of the table, but, in terms of safety, we're looking good. You can put a positive or negative spin on it. Everyone has a terrible run in the season at some point, barring the Leedses and the Burnleys and, the Sheffield Uniteds. We might have had a treble run and we might be getting players back from injury, as we move out of the horrible run of fixtures. In terms of injuries, timing of those and the manager changing, then we'll be looking good, I think. The managerial stability at Millwall was part of the attraction when Bryan opted to sign in July 2023. At the time, Gary was in the top 10 in terms of longest-serving bosses in England's 4 major leagues. Successor Joe Edwards was sacked inside 4 months, with Harris opting to call it a day after 10 months in the role. I'm an experienced pro, so, manager changes don't really bother me. It's the nature of the game. The last couple of years, in terms of that, a lot has happened, and it does affect the way things happen on the pitch. It's been fairly difficult, even someone who's been through quite a lot of manager changes, just because it was a bit unexpected. The last one, we were sitting okay, and it wasn't always pretty, but we were getting results. The new manager came in during Christmas period, and we hadn't actually been on the grass, in terms of doing any structural things you might want to change in that 2-week period. It was just game, recover. He hasn't had any coaching opportunities for him and his staff. This week with a gap to the Dagenham game, and then to the whole one after that. We've got a real opportunity to start building and putting in place things he wants to see in a team. When Harris left, he had only enhanced his standing at the club. Mill's all-time record goal scorer. He was also the boss when they were on promotion from League One Plus in 2017. Returned to haul them away from a relegation danger in the closing months of the season. Bryan has expressed his gratitude. I said to him before he left that, I'd been injured, I was low, and I didn't feel I could string a few games together without something happening. Getting banned, getting ill, or getting an injury. And I had one of those seasons last year, and at the back end of it, I spoke to him, and I said I wanted to get the surgery done and show that I can play still. And he allowed me the space and freedom to do that, to get fit slowly, to get over this surgery, and to be in and out of the team in terms of building my minutes up, And he allowed me the freedom to play in the way that I can, and, I really enjoyed working under him. I wouldn't have a bad word to say about him. Neil, who has Alex Neil, it's getting confusing. Neil Harris, Alex Neil. Alex Neil, who has plenty of experience and also promotion success at Norwich and Sunderland, is barely beyond the wedding vow stage in terms of the honeymoon period. Well, probably in the coming weeks you'll start to see some of his style. I've played against a few of his teams across my career, and they all have always been difficult games. From the first few games preparations of his tenure, it's been very, very thorough and detailed. He's a person I'm looking forward to working with. Mill hold an option to extend Bryan's contract, which is due to expire at the end of June. Okay. He's played more than 400 senior matches at every level between Premier League and National League, making his debut for Bristol City in March 2012. He is happy and contented with the Lions. Well, I've got an agent for a reason. I've never got involved with transfer dealings or contract talks. I just do my best to play as well as I can, and I've probably answered the question about whether I can play more than 15 games, and hopefully that continues through the rest of the season. It's Millwall's option, there is no trigger. I guess come the summer they just say yes or no, and then I'll go thanks or I see you later. If I was 25 and then you're more emotionally invested in those decisions, when you play for as long as I have, you understand that the club want to go in a certain direction. If they want to go with a lot of younger players and feel that I'm too old and I can't do it anymore, that's absolutely fine with me. If they think I can help the younger players develop and be an older senior head in the squad, then that's also absolutely fine with me. I'll be kind of very impartial in the whole thing. There you go. He doesn't really care. That's what you want to hear. Shrug your shoulders. Do you want to stay? I don't really care, If I stay, I stay. If I go, I go. I don't really give a shit. Fantastic stuff there. Now, talking of younger players, here we go. So I told you about Bangor Williams yesterday. So Mill signed academy duo to new deals. 2 of them. This is from southernnews.co.uk. So Mill have announced that they have signed academy stars Rahis Bangor Williams and Sheldon Kendall to new deals. Bangor Williams, 20, has signed a new long-term contract with the club after joining the academy in December 2023. The midfielder made 15 appearances for Kevin Nugent's under-21 side this season and has been training with the first team in recent weeks. He was named to Mill's matchday squad for their clash with Coventry City on December the 29th. Kendall, 17, he's with the under-18s. He's made a few appearances for the under-21s, but he's primarily an under-18 player. Has signed his first professional contract with the club after joining as a 13-year-old. Kendall has made a number of appearances for the under-21s this season and was described by the club website as an exciting winger with plenty of potential. So there you go. Fantastic stuff. Are these the new Romain Esses? We wait to see. Now we have this. Mill partner with Quinbet. Millwall Football Club is delighted to partner with Quinbet. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. A rapidly growing brand in the iGaming sector across the UK and Ireland. Quinbet joins the lines as an official sports betting partner on an initial 2-year deal. The partnership will see the betting company have visibility and a presence both around the Den and online on club channels. Chief Commercial Officer Luke Wilson said, we're pleased to welcome Quinbet aboard as an official partner, given their brand extensive exposure through both our participation in the EFL Championship and via our online reach. We're looking forward to building our relationship with them over the next 2 years and beyond. Niall McPartland, head of commercial and sponsorship at Quinbet, also added, we're delighted to partner with Millwall FC on this initial 2-year deal. Quinbet enjoys great support from UK punters, not least because of our huge selection of football markets and competitive odds, and we're very proud to partner with football clubs across the UK. It's a dual benefit of giving great visibility to both our brand and promoting responsible gaming, which is integral to our business, while at the same time supporting the game. But I'd like to wish everyone at Millwall FC the very best for the season ahead. Quinbet was born in August 2017 and is fully licensed and regulated in Great Britain by the Gambling Commission and in Ireland under the Betting Amendment Act 2015. That's interesting. Why is that interesting? Because if you weren't born yesterday, Mill have a habit of doing deals with slightly odd companies that then in the future turn out to be scams. So hopefully, this time someone's actually looked at company's house, maybe paid the fee for the company report or some kind of thing. They've done their due diligence, even though it's just a 2-year deal. And this is the line they put at the end. It's fully licensed and regulated, so, there you go. I'll visit Quinbet's website, quinbet.com. Why not? Now, this is from gamblinginsider.com, and it's their story about the deal. Quinbet named official sponsor of Millwall Football Club. Quinbet will have brand exposure to Den and online. The brand has agreed a number of other deals previously within the sport. Quinbet has revealed its latest partnership in the world of football, becoming an official sponsor of Millwall Football Club. With this initial 2-year partnership, Quinbet will benefit from brand exposure, both in person around the lines at home ground of the Den and online through the club's official club channels. The online sports betting casino operator has previously signed several deals within football, including partnering with Cardiff City FC as its back of shirt sponsor in August 2024, while it has also been involved with other clubs such as Northampton Town, Hibernian FC and Peterborough United. And then they've got the same quotes that I'm not going to go through again, but in the middle, in bold, good to know, recently a proposed amendment to the Football Governance Bill, which sought for clubs to consult fans on gambling, advertising and sponsorship, was withdrawn. So there you go, the red light, the green light, red light, green light. I've played these games before. Yeah, green light, let's do it. This football governance bill is an absolute joke, by the way. You know, it's going to ruin football. I'm saying that now, and you can quote me in the future when I turn out to be right. Now, last but not least, are you a band? Are you a singer? Are you an entertainer? Are you not entertained? millfc.co.uk. You can perform on Mill's SE16 bus stop bandstand. Do you fancy showcasing your talents at the Den? Oh, I'm not sure about that. Public nudity? I think that's against the law, is it not? Applications to play at Millwall Football Club's SE16 bus stop bandstand are now open. Situated outside the Coldblow Lane, the bandstand gives musicians, artists, singers, and more the perfect platform to show what they're made of to matchday goers ahead of kickoff. Bands like the Molotovs and the Deptford Rascals have made their name by regularly featuring, and you could be next, with the Lions looking for performers for next Saturday's Sky Bet Championship fixture against Hull City. For further information and to submit your application, email slo@millfc.co.uk. Please note this is an unpaid role. So there you go. Unpaid. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.